Jacob Winowich. He's from the State Democrat Party. He's here tonight guide us through this thing because it's something we don't do often. It's very seldom that you delegates get to meet. It's usually when you meet when there a vacancy occurs. So we do have a vacancy. Josh Stowers, he officially resigned July the 15th, I think. So we have 15 days to go ahead and meet and send 3 names together. And what the delegates will do tonight, we'll later on we'll vote or you'll nominate people and we'll narrow it down to those 3 names. So we've got a way that Jacob mentioned today about how we're going to do it. For some reason there are a tie. We discussed that Tuesday's meeting.
Yeah, we discussed that Tuesday's meeting.
So, but anyway, I'll go ahead and I want to welcome everybody here, and I'm glad to see you all out here. The first thing that we'll need to do, the delegates will need to elect them a chair to chair this meeting. Yes.
I nominate Tracy Dempsey.
Okay, we have a nomination of Tracy Dempsey and myself.
I'll second.
We have a second. Okay, do we have any other nominations? If not, we need a nomination to close the nominations.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion and a second to close. Okay, we'll go ahead and start. Well, we've got a couple people coming, so let's hold up just a minute. We're just going to start with algaes. Okay, the next thing on the agenda, we need to nominate a secretary, a recording secretary, and what they'll basically do is just keep the minutes of our meeting. We need to nominate someone for that. Keep minutes for us.
I nominate this lady right here.
But she's running.
I can't run it.
I'll nominate Rachel Stevens.
Okay.
Rachel.
Okay, Rachel. Any other nominations? If no other nomination, we did nomination to close the nomination. We have the nomination, they get closed. Rachel, would you come up maybe and keep notes for us? We thank you. I get worried that we don't want to have anybody.
Well, I would have taken it with the last.
Every time I'm on jury duty, I do that.
If you want to, we bring a chair around here. We can sit and get back to clean off a spot, maybe. Right here, if you don't mind.
Paperwork for you to have paperwork for you to do, but not to take notes on it. So.
I'm used to that. I do payroll.
Okay. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is discuss each subject separately. It's the procedures of voting. The first one there says voting procedure of 3 names.
Okay, I'll explain this real quick, if it so pleases the chair. We have ballots here. They're very similar to the, and as we discussed on Tuesday, but I don't think everybody was here, we have official ballots here. You're allowed to vote for 3 individuals. You can't vote the same way 3 times. You can't vote for John Doe, John Doe, and John Doe, but you can vote just for John Doe, or John Doe and Jane Doe, and then, or just candidate X, all 3. Does that make sense? You don't get 3 votes, you have 3 separate votes. Then we have a place for you to print your name and the county you're from, and then sign and date it. It's very important. Democratic Party rules, all of that. If you are representing Democrats at any level, it has to be a public ballot, so you have to sign. If you do not sign and date this and print your name, we'll throw the ballot away and spoil it, and so be sure to do this if you want your vote counted, okay? And we'll pass these out at the end of the time. So
Just make sure you sign the ballot. That's the important thing, because if it's not signed, we can't count it. Is that right, Jake?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, then, in Tuesday's meeting, we talked about maybe letting those people that are interested in being candidates to speak. And if that's all right with the committee, that's fine with me. It's up to the committee if you agree to do that, if that's okay.
I'll make a motion that they be able to speak.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. Motion is second that we elect the candidates. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so we'll,
And then just a minute, or to put the time on.
okay. We also on there, well, I think we did say that, I should have put this with it, that we would limit them for 3 minutes, if that's okay. Would that be okay for everybody? So we can go ahead and just put that part of the motion. That we would give them 3 minutes, with a 3-minute time. Yeah, we probably need to send a share sheet around, or they can stay and we'll get the sign remaining. Okay. And if it's okay with the committee, the way we'll probably do that is let those people that are candidates maybe sign a sheet and give them 3 minutes to speak if that's okay. Because it's all up to how the delegates wants to do.
How many people felt nominated?
Well, right now, if you want to be a candidate, I guess what we're going to do, we'll send a sheet around, you'll sign
Have you
that
sign
sheet.
in, and if you're speaking, you'll
Well,
be
they're
considered.
self-nominated.
Yeah,
You know.
they're self-nominated, yeah. Is that okay by the committee?
If that's all right with everybody.
Good
we'll do
question, I
that.
don't care.
You want a motion on it, or you want?
Sure.
Yeah, we probably should do a
Do a
motion.
motion in it, those self-nominated.
Okay, do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
I'm just gonna pass around this scrap piece of paper for everybody to sign in, and it's gonna be on back of this agenda. So.
Tracy, would it be possible for the committee people to identify themselves?
Oh, yeah, we were going to do that. I
Okay.
told Jacob we'd do that in just a minute. Yeah,
Thanks,
we-
Tracy.
We plan on doing it. Second.
That list there is people that are interested in running for the
Okay,
position.
no, that's just,
That's just people thinking about running for the position.
This?
Yes.
I thought it was people on the committee.
Oh, no, this is people thinking about running for the position.
Oh, okay, I thought you were going to get people who are present.
We can
start over
We've got another
again.
sheet.
All right.
We've got another sheet. That's okay. This is the sheet that those are interested in running.
candidates at the top.
Well, you could have signed in. That better.
And while we're passing that around, why don't we recognize who the delegates are?
Yes, let's go ahead and do that. While they're signing in those that's interested in the position, we'll go ahead and let those that are delegates, the 8 delegates that we have tonight, just maybe stand up and tell us who you are and what county you represent. Start right here.
I'm Dan Cook from Putnam County.
I'm a Jean Burdette from Putnam County.
I'm Davey Burdette from Putnam County.
Ed Tripp from Lincoln County.
Lasagna Stowers, Lincoln County.
Okay, now we have from Logan, we have, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm Rachel Stevens. I'm Rachel Stevens, Boone County.
Terry Lindsay from Logan.
Jerry Freeman from Logan County.
Okay, we have Jerry Lynn and James Freeman are proxies for Deborah Hardesty and Elwood. Okay.
And we have their proxies and their voter registration for those who would like to inspect it to see that they are registered Democrats in the 22nd House of Delegates, and so they're able to serve. Yeah,
Yeah, they've been signed and notarized.
notarized.
Hold on, there's something I don't understand, we got 3 delegates from Putnam County,
No, there's only 2 from Putnam County.
And who is that?
This gentleman and
okay,
lady here.
a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, she's
She's the member, and this is the proxy. Yeah, and that's her.
Yeah, Elwood Sloan and Deborah Hardesty still.
Can I see that we have all 8 members of the committee here? Either by proxy or,
I just said, Did you get everybody?
Sure did.
nobody else wanted to run?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read the names of people that signed up, and if there's anybody else, let me know. We have Gloria Triplett, Wendy Ellswick, Josh Barker, Chris Flemings, and Gary McAllister. Anybody else that wants to speak to them? Okay. If you would like, we can go ahead and let someone that wants to volunteer and speak first, if you'd like. Yes.
Are there gonna be any questions of the candidates that we decide now?
We haven't really decided. That's something probably the delegates need to decide if they want to let questions be asked or just leave it to the 3 minutes. It'll be up to the delegates.
Move to permit questioning.
Okay, we have a motion to permit questions. We have a second.
I have a motion to limit the amount of questions for each candidate.
Now again, to 3 questions.
All right, I'll
3 questions? Okay. So first we had a motion to ask questions with an amendment to limit to 3 questions
Per candidate.
per candidate. So that means you only can ask them 3 questions. Is that right? Is that okay? Is that
Per
what the
delegate
delegates
or
want?
per candidate?
per candidate.
Okay, so only 3 questions per
Per
candidate.
candidate.
Okay.
And there's a question to be put to
You might
them.
need to vote on that. It may not be approved by, you might need to vote on it.
And there's a question to be put to them at the time he speaks.
Okay, well, yes, we'll do that, when they finish at the end of their speech. Yeah, okay. Okay, we have a motion to ask questions of the delegates, a limit of 3 questions. And they'll speak right after, they'll answer the questions after they give their speech. If they speak to their body, is that the way? Okay, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion, we do
We have a motion.
I've already made the motion, this will be a second.
That'll be second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
If,
No, I.
okay. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. So now that we've got, any other business that we need to do before we let the speakers come up and speak? Any questions? Not any questions. Any questions about any of the process that we need to do before we get started with the candidates? Yes.
A candidate does not have to be present to be nominated, do they?
No.
Okay.
That's up to the committee to decide.
Yeah, but that would be, what I'm saying, if a delegate wanted to nominate somebody, I guess it's not present. I mean, my feeling was that you could deny a delegate from the right to nominate whoever they want. It'd be my feeling on it. But it's up to the delegates.
I'll make a motion that we only take the names of those that are present and on the list.
Okay, we have a motion.
To close nominations to the people on the list.
Close the nominations only to those people that's on the list to speak.
Those are people present.
Those are people present.
They are present.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. So what we have now, we have those speakers will be speaking for 3 minutes. They will be, at the end of their speak, they will be asked no more than 3 questions. And is that anything else? And we're only going to, when we get to the voting, we're only going to nominate those people that are present. Is that correct? Is that the way we want to do it? Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure that it's clear with everybody before we start. Okay, we're ready to start, I guess. If no other questions, we're ready to start. And if someone wants to volunteer and we'll take volunteers first, if that's the way we want to do it.
I'll go first, Tracy.
Okay, it'll be fine. We have Chris Flemings.
First of all, I want to thank Tracy and James here for conducting a great meeting here, and that way it's fair and honest, and we get the right.
Excuse me, could you come to the front so we can
Yes.
see?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they want to turn around. I'm not going to take this back.
Sorry about that. Hello, I'm Chris Fleming, and like I said again, I want to thank these gentlemen here for conducting this great meeting and making it fair and honest. And first of all, I want to thank the privilege and honor to get a run for this district District 22 and get nominated. Josh Stowers has done a great job, and I'd feel honored and privileged if you could give me a chance to get a go over there. I got some big shoes to fill, but I think it's the work ethic that I have and open-minded with everybody in District 22 and giving the right chance and everybody working together. I think it's a great opportunity. I want to let you know I got a Bachelor of Regents degree from Marshall University. I also am a vice president of a electrical company out of Harts, West Virginia. Does power line construction for the coal industry. And my biggest thing right now is we have some of the greatest people in the state right here in District 22. And what's sad this evening is we have guys looking across the dinner table at their wives this evening, the kids, and telling them, you know, the war on coal right now, they're having to cut back, cut all overtime out, maybe getting laid off. And, you know, if we think, you know, that maybe we don't have anybody that's in the coal industry, don't matter if it's a nurse or teacher, you know, the teacher says, little Joe that I thought last year had great test scores and stuff, and he's coming back this year and going to be in my class. Well, little Joe's parents, you know, they're jobless, so they've gone south looking for a job. So I appreciate it if you take it in mind. I'm going open-minded and going to try to fight this war on coal and try to get things done. Appreciate it if you guys give me a chance.
Okay, you're open for questions now. Okay.
You support the platform of the West Virginia Democratic Party and the National Democratic Party in its entirety.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any other questions? If no other, then we'll be ready for the next speaker. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Next speaker. 3 minutes. Next speaker. Oh.
I'm Josh Barker. I live in Boone County. I grew up in Chapmanville. Most of my life I spent on Hart Street. My grandpa owned the store up there and run around and hung around the working class. Went to Marshall University. Was a member of the football team. After college, I went to work for the Department of Highways, picking up dead animals and shoveling hot asphalt and fighting snow. Recently, in the last 5 years, I was appointed to be the town manager of Danville. I run the day-to-day operations of the town and the community center, which is the most used community center in southern West Virginia. Talking about the war on coal, if you think that I'm up here and I'm going to be the guy that's going to go over there and fight for coal, there's not a person in this room that hasn't stood up and fought for coal in their life. I'm not one man, and if we don't stick together as a team, our party, the coal industry, and our communities are going to fall. This is not a union thing. This is not a business thing. This is not a labor thing. It's a team thing. It's a family thing. If we don't stick together as Southern West Virginians in the 22nd District, we're done. I read an article in the paper today. Infrastructure is big with coal severance. If we don't have coal severance, we don't have sewage. We don't have water. Sewage is the biggest thing right now that's killing business in southern West Virginia. And why, I don't know. But coal severance has went from 500 million to 400 million in 1 year. That is a big lick to our infrastructure in southern West Virginia. Now, don't think I'm not fighting on coal. We all are. Everybody's been a voice on coal. So if you think I'm going to stand up here like the Republican is in Boone County, it's not going to happen. We're all in it together. Any questions?
Same question I put to the other gentleman.
I am a Democrat through and through.
Okay, very good.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Any more? Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Okay. Ready for our next speaker. Okay, Gloria Triplett. Just need a word.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Gloria Triplett. I'm a resident of Ranger in Lincoln County. I'm running the House of Delegates, or to fill a vacancy position, rather. I'm registered as a Democrat at Hamlin, West Virginia. My voting precinct is at Ranger, West Virginia. I'm qualified by West Virginia state law to fill the vacancy for the House of Delegates vacated by Delegate Josh Stowers. I'm currently a state executive Democrat committee person, which does not disqualify me from holding the office of House of Delegates, since Mr. Josh Stowers held the state executive committee office also. I ran for House of Delegates in 2012 and was very encouraged by the support of the voters in all 4 counties. My previous candidacy showed that I had the concern and interest of the people of the 4 county regions. Therefore, I want the committee people to know that I'm not just an opportunist trying to grab up some office for my own political benefit. I was previously a teacher in Lincoln County schools for several years, and during the past 5 years, I've taught at Chapmanville. I have a bachelor's degree from Marshall University, also a master's degree from Marshall University. Before I finish, I want to make it clear of one thing, and I want to explain my reason. Make it clear I'm not going to be answering any questions because, here's the reason. I feel this could prejudice the committee people in a negative manner. There are just too many possible issues for a person this early on to be informed about. But I'll tell you my basic approach. I'll seek input from various people, especially from constituents of my district. I'll seek technical advice as the need arises. I'll research matters thoroughly. And after being knowledgeable about the matter, I'll make a sound decision. Having said that, there's a little story I'd like to relate to you. Many years ago, Henry Ford, famous automaker, was in court and an attorney asked him a series of questions, mostly about the history of the Revolutionary War. After a while, Mr. Ford pointed his finger at the lawyer who asked the question and said, "If I really wanted the answers to the questions you just asked, let me remind you that I have a row of electric push buttons on my desk, and by pushing the right button, I can summon to my aid men who can answer any question I desire to ask concerning the business to which I'm devoting most of my efforts." In summary, I'm qualified by all state laws, have previously shown the interest and initiative in seeking the House of Delegates office, and am hereby, on this day, July 25th, 2013, asking you, the Delegate Committee, to submit my name to fill the vacancy for House of Delegates as soon as possible to the Honorable Governor Earl Ray Tomblin. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I had a question, so you declined to answer questions? That's what I understood you.
Well, I did because I felt it was prejudice against it is the reason I did. I did that for the reason. Otherwise, I would not have. No.
You never heard of such a thing. Wait till you campaign and see what happens.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gloria.
Thank you.
Okay, your next one is Gary McAllister.
Hello, everyone. My name's Gary McAllister. I live in the east end of Lincoln County in a little town called Sod. I am married to Rosemary McAllister. She's sitting in the back with me. And we have 2 sons, Anthony and Adam. They're in their 20s now, and we've lived here in the county all their life. I have been lucky to have a steady job with the Carpenters Local 1207 in Charleston over 20 years, where I went from a man in the field to a teacher of my trade, and now I'm currently a business agent for the West Virginia Carpenters. I get to help create and maintain jobs for my fellow brothers and sisters of this trade. While I have been living here, I have made great friends in the Lions Club. I'm a member of the Alms Creek Lions Club, and I go to McCorkle Church, a member there, where I have reminded what it means to serve my fellow Americans and mankind. I currently serve on the Board of Education here in Lincoln County on the school board, and I serve on the Lincoln County Economic Development Authority, and I serve on the Quarter G Regional Development Authority, which is Mingo County, Logan County, Boone County, and Lincoln County. We meet and create ways to better the community and stuff. Being here and working here, an honest job all my life, I think I really represent what we are here in this district. I believe that I will be a great asset to this district based on both my personal and professional experience. I would be working with labor, working with labor and business and counties on a daily basis. That's what I do. I go around and work with everybody to get jobs and move to counties and the state forwards. That's what I do on a daily basis. And I would be more than happy to go to the Capitol and continue what I do on a daily basis. If appointed to this vacant seat, I promise an open door policy, and I will always listen to everyone and work together to better the community.
Same question as to the others. Will you unequivocally support the platform of the Democratic Party of West Virginia and the National Democratic Party?
Yes, sir.
This hadn't crossed my mind until today. I should have been thinking more about it. You can't serve on the board and House of Delegates at the same time, can you?
No, sir.
So how would that work?
I would, if I get appointed to the position, I would have to resign from the school board.
Any other questions of Gary? If not, thank you, Gary. I've got one more speaker. Oh, we got one more speaker. Me, look here. This is Wendy Ellsworth.
Good evening, my name is Wendy Ellswick. I was born and raised in Boone County and was raised by a single mother who worked for the state and really struggled to put us through school, to put food on our table, so I know what our families are facing today. I know that we need jobs. I graduated from West Virginia State College with a bachelor's in English, went on to WVU and graduated from the College of Law there. I struggled there. I was not one of the rich kids. I worked really hard, and I know that we have a generation coming up who is working, and they're coming up with more problems than we were raised with. They're coming up with drug abuse rampant. And this is a really exciting time for our state because Governor Tomblin is leading our state. We're leading the nation looking for ways to fix drug abuse. And Southern West Virginia is one of the districts that's getting money to help these generations who are plagued by opiate abuse, methamphetamine abuse. And what I would do is not only work to help keep jobs in Southern West Virginia, but create jobs, but also to help our workforce, to help create a more viable workforce. What good is it to have jobs if we have generations of children who cannot pass drug tests? We need this. What happens to those children whose parents are high, who are struggling with drug abuse? By working on the drug abuse problem, not only can we help our workforce, we can help Southern West Virginia Community College, which is a wonderful college right here in our community that can train people and can help provide the workforce that we need, which can help us get the jobs that we need. So I am just honored that you would give me even a thought about doing this, but I believe that Southern West Virginia needs to come together to help the generations that are coming up. And sir, to preempt your question, born and raised Democrat, good Democrat my whole life.
Bless you, my child.
Any other questions? Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, that's all of our sign-up for candidates for that. I guess the next thing would be to give out our ballots. That that right, Jake? That's what's next? It'd be good if we could wrote the names on a board, so you could kind of saw what, we don't have a board in here, maybe if, I could probably, for sure, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I can help you with the names again, if you want to, it'd be good if we had a board, we could write the names on the board. Okay, that'd be fine.
Our spelling may be bad, but we'll get the idea.
Okay. I'll run through the names again. We had Gloria Trickett was our first speaker. Then we had Chris Fleming. I'm sorry, she wasn't first, but she was the first one that signed up. Wendy Ellsworth and Josh Barker, Chris Fleming, and Gary McAllister.
Spell the last name, please.
Yeah. Triplett's last name is Triplettt.
Okay.
Ellswick is Elswick. Barker is Barker. And Fleming is Fleming. And McAllister is MC, capital Callister.
So all three of you are gay rights. Are you? Are you gay rights? Are you gay rights?
I don't know, do we have to ask if?
No, I mean, I don't know.
You don't have to answer, Gary. You know, I can say you wouldn't refuse to answer, but already said.
Once you wait after a voting, I'll do that now. Oh, yes. Hang on for the, yes, go ahead for the voting, which means it's voting. It's unfair to start asking questions.
Yeah, you're not a member of the community,
Yeah.
shouldn't be asking questions.
I'm not asking the chair a question. I'm not
You're
asking the
asking
meeting a
candidates, we have an
question.
open forum for
I'm
that.
asking, I wasn't
It's
asking
it's
questions.
unfair to start asking questions when everybody else is voting. You can do that after the,
Oh, I asked you the yes or no question, Tracy, in the vote.
well, you can do that after the voting stand.
So the press is not allowed to speak during this meeting.
We conduct the meeting, give an opportunity for questions to be asked,
By us, by the press?
not by the press, by the delegates.
So we are silenced during this meeting?
Because this is the delegates are doing the nomination and question. This is not a press for the press. Yeah.
Confirm today's date.
The 25th, Thursday, the 7/25/13. That's when we'll, rip up pieces of paper and hand it out. And I'm gonna start collecting ballots if that's okay. Oh, you're not ready? I'll come around. Okay, I'll wait a while.
If you would like, you can fold your ballot if you want to. Make sure you sign your ballot though. You can fold your ballot. I'll come around and maybe Jacob will pick up the ballots.
I'll just do this to make sure everything's, it's easier now.
That's fine. Everybody.
Everybody signed?
Okay, that's fine.
check us, see if everything's in order.
That's fine. That's good, thank you. Okay, our secretary will be tallying the votes right now, so you sit kind of sit at ease right now, that we tally your votes up. We lose someone?
Yeah, we dropped one under the table.
I got one.
The air is really blowing there.
So if you want to just wait till see who votes for, and Patrick will probably just count up the votes. All right?
You have 8 ballots.
Do we have 8 ballots in there? If you call them out, Patrick will count. I'm sure others will be counting also.
Oh, we want to call that later.
Yeah,
Oh.
Pat, will you count for everybody?
Yep.
Okay. First one,
You ready?
number 1, Chris Fleming.
Who's this from?
Yeah, just read
Oh, sorry. Latonya Stowers, Lincoln County. Chris Fleming, Josh Barker, Gary McAllister. Rachel Stevens, Josh Barker, Wendy Ellswick, Gary McAllister. James Freeman from Logan, he's the proxy for,
Yeah, which line?
Chris Fleming, Gary McAllister, Josh Barker. This is Ed Triplett, Lincoln County. Gloria Triplett, Josh Barker. Jerry Lynn Sigmund, who's a proxy for Logan. Chris Fleming, Gary McAllister, Josh Barker. Keith Stevens, Boone County. Gary McAllister, Wendy Ellswick, Josh Barker. Emma Jean Burdette, Gary McAllister, Wendy Ellswick, and Josh Barker. She didn't put first names, but and this one didn't also. Dan Cook for Putnam, he writes Barker, McAllister, and Ellswick. Josh Barker, and McAllister, and Wendy Ellswick.
That it?
That's it. Great.
All right, I've got Chris Fleming with 3 votes, Josh Barker with 8 votes, Gloria Triplett with 1 vote, Gary McAllister with 7 votes, and Wendy Ellswick with 4. That gives us Josh Barker is the top vote getter, Gary McAllister second, and Wendy Ellswick third.
Would anybody like to inspect the ballots or look them over?
I guess I'm not allowed to speak, but are we allowed to look at it when it's over, or?
Yeah.
I think, just,
Sorry that I spoke.
I think in interest, having one committee member look at it, that would be good.
Okay.
Just for the
Just
sake
if you
of
want
record.
to tag them. Yeah.
If you want, you can read them out to me again.
We can do
tally
a
them.
recount of it if you want.
Yeah, if anyone wants to look at the ballots, they're welcome to come and look at the ballots. They're laying up here open. Like I say, these are not secret ballots. These are open to anybody to come and look at. So they're open laying up here if you want to come by and look at the ballots.
So, before we close, before the chairman closes, I'd like all the committee members to come up here. We'll fill out who are the top 3 and then sign that they agree with that those are the top 3 vote getters. And then for the candidates, we have a little bit of paperwork for you to fill out. But if there's no other, I'm going to turn it back over to the chairman to see if there's any other questions or concerns and then close the
Are
meeting.
there any other business that we want to talk about? Yes, Gary.
I'd just like to stand up and thank the committee people for coming out tonight, and thank you all for voting for me. If I get appointed, I promise I will work with you and move forward.
Any other questions, any concerns, or any other questions before we adjourn? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion, got a second, got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your help.